Just very quickly, because I got places to be. Um, Basically, let's talk toxic positivity. Okay, so on my journey, on my path, on this healing journey that I've done, I 100% was a toxic positive at one point. And this is not saying that being positive isn't good. Obviously, it's really good. But when you are being so positive about life that you won't let um, any of the shadow or any of the negativity kind of come in and won't let anyone else kind of speak it, that serves its purpose when you need that to be. So okay, how can I explain this? Okay, so when I went through my healing journey and when I was going through a lot, I'm still on the journey, but when I did some really deep work, I had to go really mega positive. So I was listening to Abraham Hicks all the time. I was listening to positive affirmations. I wouldn't listen to anything. I wouldn't allow anything in my bubble that wasn't of high vibe and that wasn't of positive energy. I didn't watch the news, which I still agree with. And I didn't watch anything like that. I didn't let anything in. And this absolutely served its purpose in that moment in time to raise my vibration, to see what I'm capable of, to realize that I could go further in life, to realize how high and how high vibe you can go and how good life can get and how you can manifest from that space like amazingly. But I hadn't looked at the shadow within, okay? So I hadn't looked at this deep shadow within me, and there was absolutely no way of me ever getting to that until I dropped some of these positive walls down, because I got to the point where I was like, no, no, no. And also in that moment I was like, I'm healed, which parts of me were, but not the deep bit, which is again the shadow. So with that, I then bumped into quite a few people who I must have been really quite annoying to, because it's like from their point of view and their perspective, it was quite clear that I hadn't completely healed these aspects of me, but I weren't looking at them, and I was preaching and I was saying to them, oh yeah, this, that and that and that. And like I say, yeah, that positive energy is good and it is good to use that, but everything in balance as well. So when you realize that and you get a hint from the universe that there is something deep within you that you haven't looked at yet, this is where I also made another mistake. I went deep within my shadow after being so positive. I then went deep within my shadow without realizing how shadowy it was going to be, without realizing just how dark it was going to be. And then I didn't come back out of it for a while either. So like I kind of did it myself. I had a couple people hold space every now and again, and I just kept going down the rabbit hole further and further and further to the point where I got depressed and I couldn't find my way out. So I highly recommend when you do this work, however which way you decide to do it, to kind of dip your toe into the shadow and then come back out to the light and have some light, fluffy, happy things and the positive things to kind of help yourself. So instead of going full pelt like the way that I did, I mean, you can go that way, each to their own. Your soul and your journey will know the way you're supposed to go. Like, it was no mistake that I went that way. It was no mistake that I had to go so far down to the darkest depths of me, my psyche and my soul, because then I could understand others that were stuck in that energy as well, and how hard it is to pull yourself out of that once you get stuck in a rut. So for me, I can now help others that I now see that are stuck in that kind of energy and kind of give tips, but I'm a healer and I'm doing my healing for myself to help others as well, which is what a lot of others do too. But we've all got our individual unique path, and some of you may choose it the way that I did it, some of you may choose to dip your toe in and out, some of you have been through worse, some of you have been through less, some of you, but ultimately we're all experiencing as a collective deep pain and deep trauma to be cleared. So if you are in that moment where you need all that positivity and you need to be in that space, fine, you need to do that, right? But to have the awareness that there are things going on, and you may have people around you or friends going through really, really difficult stuff, and for you to just go, nope, 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 just positive stuff, can be very hard for them. to kind of relate to you and deal with. So this is when I said in my video before that doors may shut and open, because at different times on your path different people may need to be around you, because if you're in that mega positive energy and your friend is really going downhill, then that is just going to niggle and they're going to feel unheard, unseen, and it's not going to be nice for them, it's not going to be nice for you either. But having that acknowledgement and actually going to that people and saying, at this moment in time I need to be in like really positive energy. I understand there's other things going on, but for my own healing I cannot be a part of that, so maybe we will have a relation again at a later date. The toxic part of it is to literally go, no, there is nothing wrong ever, we're not going to look at anything of it ever again, and I'm just going to be in this bubble and dismiss absolutely everything forever, which the universe wouldn't let you do anyway, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like completely going nope, but it's fine when there's a balance to it, and you're kind of like nope, but yeah, I know, but I just can't do that at this moment in time. Do you get what I mean? Whereas I was like, nope, there is absolutely like nothing wrong ever, I'm healed, all done. And that is actually another aspect of the broken person's ego. Not saying broken like you're broken forever or anything like that, but I mean like when you have been broken down by circumstances, people or whatever, you know, you do feel pretty broken in them moments. And it's not saying that you are broke, because some people get upset when you say the word broken because you need to be fixed. It's not that. Like, it's like, I have been through things as well. If I use the wrong words that trigger you, then sorry about that, and maybe you need to be triggered around it, who knows. But like for me, I felt extremely broken. Like, I felt extremely like broken down as well. And it's not saying that I didn't know ultimately that I would heal them, but yeah, like, and I forgot where I was going with that. Like, I'm on like limited time as well, so yeah, just remembering that we're all going through the same kind of collective pain, but different ways, different versions and different types, okay? And people on different levels of their ascension or of their healing journey, if they choose to do this. And just having grace for the people that are in the full positive and for people that are in the full dark as well, and having an understanding that just because you've chosen to be mega positive right now, which is absolutely fine, to have an awareness that like others are going through other stuff and there is things going on. But like with Abraham Hicks as well, she is right with you get what you focus on, because I've tried it, and it definitely, yeah, if you focus on the dark and on the news and on this and on that, and then you kind of manifest more and more and more of that, so it creates the momentum around it. That does make sense, and that is true. So this is why that balance of like, but there's a difference between going into your own shadow, your own trauma and your own shit, and healing it, dipping in and dipping out, as opposed to looking externally at dark stuff and constantly watching and doing that. Do you get what I mean? There is a difference. Confirmation. So it's like yeah, so if you were to do your own healing, go deep within yourself, and say you've been through a lot of nasty stuff, and then you decide to go down that rabbit hole of all of that stuff, if you was to then look at that stuff and research it a little bit and pull back out, cool, right? But then you go right into that rabbit hole and you go right down deep and you go keep going, and then you're looking, and then that's all you're looking at, and then that's all you're noticing, and then and then it's in your and then it's all you're seeing outside, and then it's all you're seeing here, there and everywhere. So you know, it's a constant thing, and now you have started to manifest and create more of that in your life too, which is where chucking the positivity in then balances it out. I hope this will make sense. I am on very limited time, so I've had to say it very, very quickly, and sorry but not sorry if it's triggered you, like any of the wordings that I've used. When I say the word broken, I don't mean like it in a negative way. I just mean like the wording for me, when I went downhill, I felt pretty broken, and now I feel pretty better. So you know, like being triggered by different words and whatnot, it's just people, I'm sure people are not meaning to kind of say it in a way that upsets you. It's just your vocabulary that you have. Do you know what I mean? The end.